Good everybody, welcome to today's video. Today's video, we may or may not go down the rabbit hole working on, now that I got the radiator put in, I'm using a Superior radiator. Now, what hoses, what do I need to do to make the cooling work with my Vortec engine that I installed in my Jeep? I need to run heater hoses, upper rad hose, lower rad hose, and then I also have that throttle body heater that is going to be ran as well. So for the heater hoses, I'm gonna run a Gates 28480 and a Gates 28471. These, of course, are not exact fit, so I'm gonna have to cut them down. So the smaller line, you can see right here, I'm trying to fit it up. Lots of room. So what I'm gonna do is peel the sticker off. Just gonna put some assembly grease on there. Make it easier to go on and off. The 90 isn't touching. I could theoretically trim it down shorter. Then I'm getting closer to the headers. I don't know what would be the lesser evil. Possibility, chance of rubbing, or the headers. I think I may just cut it down about a 1/2 inch. I'll make my mark right there. This is where you want to be for sure committed, because I just cut this. That's a little bit shorter, brings it way back, and then cut this. I think that's got a nice flow to it. I think that one there should be good. So I'm gonna run this one down. Squeeze it on there. Looks like it's a pretty good fit. Run this up. Mark it right about there to cut. One thing that has worked out is the fact that the heater hoses here line up. Slide that on. Heater lines are ran. Next one I'm going to work on is the upper radiator hose, and that I'm going to use a Gates 22345 that I'm going to have to modify just slightly. So this hose here, going to have to cut it right there, so I'm just going to slide this on to fit her up, give her a twist, and right at that bend. So if I cut that 90 off, theoretically, hopefully it should work. Now that I cut her down, see what happens. And there you have it. The upper radiator hose turned out to be pretty good. All right, coming back to this project now. My part finally came in, and I'm gonna use this swivel water neck, which will help me get a hose attached. So I'm gonna try to attach this one here. I'm gonna have to cut it off about here because it will not fit. The water neck opening is a little bit bigger. But of course, if you use the style depending on what kind of engine you got, you're gonna have a 2004, 2008 thermostat. That's what all the fuss was about. Nothing too exciting. Well, I think it'll work. I have faith in this. So the thermostat has a little tit there, and you see a tit right there. Let's line her up, push her in. So now I need to carefully cut this hose down. So that's not gonna work. I could force it on and make it work, but that hose isn't designed to bend in a way it's not molded. So long term down the road, I just have issues. So after going down the rabbit hole numerous times, trying out different things, this is the final hose. Test fitted it. I know it'll work. It's still not ideal. This is a Gates 25473. It is 1.5 by 10.5. Ideally, you'd want a 10 or 9.5, but this one here will work, especially if you're using the swivel water neck. Just trying to get my ratchet on there. I left the swivel water neck loose so I could still move it around to get that hose on to fit it up in the best possible location that I could think of. So in the end, for the coolant, of course, for the bottle, I had this bottle from a project years ago that I ran, so I didn't bother demonstrating anything with that because everybody's setup's going to be different. However, for the steam line, or whatever you want to call it, on the LS, I went a 90-degree fitting, came up and straight into the throttle body. So now everything is attached for the coolant system. Now I could fill it full of coolant and hopefully we don't have any leaks. At the end of the day, that's how I did mine. Of course, everybody's is going to be slightly different on how they ran their coolant system. Depends on the motor mount you used, where your engine is placed, and a whole bunch of other things, etc. A lot of people have assembled the cooling system without using the swivel water neck like I did. Of course, my situation, it worked best for me, and so far it's going to work. Like I said, I just need to fill it full of coolant now, and then real test would be I might have to modify something for that lower radiator hose, but that's to be determined. I'll leave the part numbers for the hoses in the description box, and of course, once again, if you did yours a different route, also post the method you used in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next video.